Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Easterday, and welcome back to Eye of the Storm Astrology. So in today's video, I'll be continuing my Moon Through the Signs series, or really, kind of starting it, because this first video I'll be getting into what are the qualities of a person with their Moon in Aries. Before I go ahead and get into that, remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss out on any valuable videos that are coming out that could be of use to you. So now, as I spoke about my first video where I introduced the qualities of the moon, and if you haven't seen that, go back and watch that real quick. That way I don't have to repeat too awful much. So with the moon being our mind and our emotions, those being kind of the main takeaways for it, when it goes into the sign of Aries, this has quite an interesting effect because the moon is a watery planet. And Aries is a sign of symbolized by like the soldier, the warrior. It's ruled by the planet Mars, again, a soldier, a warrior. And it is associated with the element of fire. So we have a watery planet with a fiery sign here. So what can happen when our mind and our emotions come into a fiery sign like this? Well, we become a person who tends to be very action-oriented. We tend to act quickly. And that will vary depending on which nakshatra, because what you have to understand is there are 2 1/4 nakshatras behind each Rashi. So you have to see which nakshatra is actually falling out, because not every Aries person will be exactly the same. Some of that difference can be coming through nakshatra. So there's Ashwini, Bharini, and Kritika. And Kritika goes from the end of Aries into the beginning of Taurus. So but Ashwini and Bharini are all in Aries. So an Ashwini person will be like a more intuitively acting, very quickly type of acting, where Bharini will take actions, but they'll look before they'll think things out. They'll kind of take more time with things. It's a more reserved side of Aries, you could say. So, keep in mind the difference in nakshatra, but I'm just wanting to talk about some surface level things of just Moon and Aries in general. Many people with Moon and Aries, whenever they're feeling upset or they're going through a lot emotionally, it's really good for them to actually go and say like work out or do some type of physical movement where they're getting into their body. Because it's ruled by the planet Mars, and Mars is associated with the body. It's associated with like breath. Whenever we're doing exercise, we're breathing in prana. So by getting their bodies moving, that can help the mind move, help the emotions flow. So you can see that's how, by tapping into like the fire of action, of movement, the masculine energy, it can help the flow of that feminine, of the water that's associated with the moon there. So you can work with both of those together. People with Moon and Aries can be very sharp-witted, very quick, very intelligent. They can tend to be leaders. You can see a lot of people with leadership skills can have Moon and Aries because they're not afraid to take charge of things. They're not afraid to step in there and do what needs to be done. They feel like they can trust their intuition and act on it, just like a soldier on the battlefield would, like, might feel like, oh, I intuitively, like, I need to move my ass over here behind this tree. And then, they move, and all of a sudden a mortar round or something strikes that other area where they were sitting at, and they're like, oh, wow. Like, that type of just following your intuition very quickly. That's very much an Aries quality. It's all about initiating things. It's symbolized by the image of a ram. So it has this association with like being a soldier, because Mars is here, and the Aries, if you look at the mythology, is a soldier as well. But the ram is also a really good symbol for it, because not only is that what the constellation itself is made of, it's a ram, but rams are a very masculine creature. They have that forward momentum. Like when you think about 2 rams coming in, like just knocking their heads together, it's that forward type of just extreme force. And they'll do it over and over and over again until one of them decides they don't want to do it anymore. Aries people could be like that. They can be hard-headed. They will come at something again and again and again, and they will be tenacious. they will be fierce. They will not want to give up on things. If you challenge them, okay, yeah, let's challenge. You want to go head to head? Let's do that. So you can see a lot of people who are into martial arts, boxing, those type of things. Any type of sports competition where there's a competing type of energy, that's very much like a Moon and Aries type of thing. There are people that they can't sit still. I've noticed this, that people with their Moon and Aries, they have to move a lot. Like my beautiful lady, she's just always moving or buzzing around doing something. Like she cracks me up. But it's that forward momentum where they really feel like, no, I've got to be doing this, or what else could I be doing? So there can be that type of thing. And again, in like the Bharini Nakshatra, that wouldn't be quite as impulsive. It would be a little bit more reserved there. But I'll do videos and entire series on like the nakshatras as well, because they're one of my favorite areas to talk about in astrology. But we have to start with the basics first and then build up to that. So a person with their Moon in Aries, they can tend to maybe have a temper sometimes. And again, this will also depend on like whether there's any conjunctions, aspects, what house it's in, all of those different variables as well too. So keep in mind, when I'm doing these like little short videos on a specific placement, don't take things as a blanket statement. These are generalizations or general qualities that you can see in the signs. These things will be influenced and flavored by other variables in the chart. Like I said, whether there's any conjunctions, whether there's any aspects on it, what house it's in, what nakshatra it's in. All of these different things are going to add their own little bits of flavor to it, so to speak. So these are just generalizations, but I want to just do a very short little intro video into Moon and Aries, so you guys can have kind of a quick reference point to just start studying things off of in a chart, or to get some general ideas to start working off of, and then be able to build from that. Because obviously, to really study Moon and Aries, it's something that's going to take lots and lots of time. You're gonna have to look at lots of different charts with different variables and different things going on, because you're going to get different results with everyone. But this is a good starting off point to build from. So if you found this video valuable, remember to go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss out on any of the others I'll be putting out. If you want to get a hold of me for any of my services, to send me an email, look at consultations, courses, anything like that I have available, you can click the link that I'll put in the description below. That goes to my link tree, and that is a one-stop shop for all of my different social media, website, email, all of that different stuff. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Remember, by creating more awareness, we create the opportunity to be the best versions of ourselves. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.